Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Welcome to another episode of the New Life Live radio show and podcast. I'm your host, Brian Perez, joined by New Life President and licensed professional clinical counselor Becky Brown. And Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris is going to help you, too, with her licensed marriage and family therapist skills. Jacqui, what's on your mind to start us off today?
Healing from emotionally immature parents. And that when I started reading a book by that same title, I thought, that's kind of rough, because I find myself in that category. I know that I was an emotionally immature parent, and it wasn't for lack of loving my children. I think parenting has been the best thing I've ever done. I parented on purpose, with intention, and love my daughters. However, I wasn't emotionally available. I'm an emotional avoider. I didn't understand emotion. I didn't have a parent that understood emotion. And my husband was deployed half the time. And so I've been looking at how did I get to a place of healing? And you see so many other people that are super stuck. So I wanted to give some ways in which you can begin that healing process. It starts with releasing the expectations you have for the parents to be what you wanted them to be. And so I always say, if you want peace, release people from the prison of your expectations. And don't allow them to imprison you in theirs, because someone else's expectations for you are just that, their expectations, not necessarily your truth. So you have to see your parents objectively, recognize that they were growing and growing up when you were really little. My husband and I would love to be the people we are now, raising our little kids, but we weren't. We were 20-somethings, and our children now, as adults, having had these conversations with us, because we are open, we're able to validate their experience, we're able to own our immaturity and our inability to be available for them. They also are able to see the other side objectively. That had to be hard for you, having your husband deployed all the time. That had to be hard, being so young and being enlisted and not making enough money. All the things they can see now, they are grown-ups. They can get to that objectivity, if I can say that word. Yeah. They can get there if first they're validated. But for those of you who aren't going to get that validation from your parents, it is important that you have to see them objectively, let go of the fantasy, and then cultivate your own self-awareness. Because if we had emotionally immature parents, we may be emotionally immature, having huge expectations for people, idolizing relationships, and having unreal, just a fantasy of what relationship should be, and we've made it up in our mind and been practicing it our whole life, and so it feels very, very true to us. Like, I know what relationship should be, I know what marriage should be, even though you've never been married or this is your first marriage, but you've been fantasizing, and so that's truth to you until you have a conversation with someone else and theirs is different, especially when that's your child, your parents. And get into some therapy, start working on healing that inner child. We all have a multiplicity of parts inside, and most of us are still carrying around a wounded little girl or boy. Seek some support to actually reach that part of you and start to do the work of healing. It will improve your relationships going forward, and maybe help you heal the relationship with your parents.
Becky?
It's so good, Jacqui. It's so good. Release the expectations. Let people out of the prison that you got them in. And you know what? We all have expectations of other people. And our parents, we have to resolve our issues with our parents. And it's not always cut them off and don't ever talk to them again. You actually will grow when you can have those conversations like you're talking about, Jacqui. Let's understand. Let's get curious. It's a little genetic carryover, too. You might be carrying some of that into your marriage.
Exactly.
You better find out about it.
And I'm curious to find out what Lisa, Donna, and Tom want to talk about, so we'll talk to them when we come back.
The Life Recovery Conference is online Saturday, October 4th. It isn't just for those struggling with addiction. It's for anyone ready to break free from destructive patterns and build a foundation for lasting change. Our expert speakers will equip you with biblical tools to face life's toughest challenges and find real transformation. You'll walk away with practical strategies to overcome anxiety, shame, and relational struggles, plus biblical wisdom for grief, finances, and identity. You'll also gain tools to recognize unhealthy patterns and clear action steps to choose wisdom every day. The Life Recovery Conference is for everyone. Whether you're just beginning your journey, looking for fresh tools, supporting a loved one, or leading others, you'll find hope, direction, and encouragement. Change starts with one step. Register today for the Choosing Wisdom New Life Recovery Conference at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
You guys watching us on YouTube, can I ask a favor? This will only take a second. Just tap or click that thumb that you see right there. Not my thumb, but the one right there on the bottom of your screen. It means you like the video, and we assume you do. It helps the YouTube algorithm do its algorithmic thing, promoting this video to more people, potentially increasing its visibility and search results and recommendations. It's a simple way to help get the word out about New Life Live. So we're going to go to Tom in New Jersey, Phillipsburg, New Jersey, to be more exact. WRGN. Welcome, Tom, to New Life Live.
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk today about a problem I've got. My wife is an alcoholic. She's been drinking for quite a while. She's gone to rehab several times, one for up to 10 months. And for the last year or so, she's been binge drinking about every 3 weeks, and it usually winds up with a 3 or 4 day stay in the bedroom just to come down to get something to eat. I can't convince her to go to rehab, and I'm at my wit's end. I want her to feel like I'm there to support her, but not so that she feels I agree with the drinking. I mean, she knows I don't agree with the drinking, but and I know too that I'm confident that I have contributed to this in the past with my anger response. I've gotten a pretty good handle on that over the last 5 years, but the first 40 years of our marriage, not so much with the drinking. I mean, so
Tom,
go ahead.
When did you say the binge drinking started?
It's hard to tell, but it's been at least a year, and maybe even more.
Okay. Well, and then is there anything that's significant that happened in your family? Kids moving out, kids coming back, illnesses, loss of life, anything that may have triggered this? She has, it's just hard to say because she's been drinking for so long. She has said several times that her father, who was also an alcoholic, raped her when she was a young woman. I'm thinking like 12 or 13. I'm not sure. Her siblings have a hard time believing that, but that could have been done. Not to make excuses for the guy, but he could have very well been in a blackout. And she does bring that up. It took her over 30 years of marriage before she told me that. Right. So, the reason why I asked that is because a lot of times we look at drinking, drug use, and we think you just need to stop that. But what's happened, Tom, is this is her solution to all the pain, whether it is your former anger response or reactions in the marriage, this victimization as a young girl, the fact that her family doesn't believe her, all those kind of things. Yes, rehab would be a great thing for her. And that can be a challenge. We could actually help you. We've got interventionists that help families with that decision. Sometimes we have to make the decision for somebody, especially since she has gone to bed after these binges. We don't want her to die, Tom. And sometimes that happens because we don't pay attention to the amount of drugs or alcohol that somebody is taking in. And so we can connect you with somebody that can help you with that process. But here's one step, is maybe even ask if she would be willing to go to a meeting with you. Like, and if she won't go, then maybe, go ahead.
Yeah, she will not. She went to AA for several years. I went to Al-Anon for 17 years. And I spent a lot of time with recovering alcoholics as well, because I just learned so much from them.
Right. Right.
Like one thing is this every 3 weeks is a pretty standard pattern among alcoholics. That's one of the tough times for them, is what one or two of them told me. Yeah, and she's, like I said, she's been to several rehabs ranging from never less than a month, and at one point she was in Florida for 10 months. And within a month, she drinks when she comes back.
I think that's why she's not going back to rehab, because rehab isn't solving her problem, because her problem is that alcohol is protecting her. And so she's not willing to give it up, because then she has to be in the painful reality, whether that is memories of what happened to her or any of the numerous other things that may have happened to her over her lifetime. I think the interventionist is a good idea. And I don't think she'll want to go to rehab, because I don't think she'll believe it works. And one of the things we know about psychotherapy is that part of what makes it work is belief. Like it's like our faith in Christ, right? What makes faith work is believing. And so if you don't believe that you're going to get better, you won't. It's, I think it was Ford's quote, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You're right.
Yes,
so that's the problem for her. But I think an intervention is getting her to a place where they could help her to see the possibilities of her healing and what a life would look like as a healed version of herself. I think could be super helpful. So if we could connect you with some places.
Yeah, we actually did that once, and I have never seen her so angry, and she just fought it the whole time. But one of the things that that I need help with is when she's going through this binge drinking, which she is now. I'm trying to do my best, and I have to say, in most cases, I've done very well not being angry. I get frustrated. I get quiet. She does and says things, and usually it's, I'm sick, I don't feel good, and I'll just say, if you don't feel good, go back upstairs, go to bed. I know that's where she's drinking, but at the same time, I don't want to create a fight or make her feel ashamed from the drinking and say, well, hey, go back up to your bedroom and have a few more drinks.
So two things, Tom. Two things. You both have worked through. This is your pattern now, though. See, this is where the challenge is for your relationship. This is the routine. And when you talk about, I try not to be angry and all that, what I want you to recognize is how sad you are, Tom. You're sad that you're going through this, and you're scared that you're going through this. And you've done everything that you can to try and save her from herself. And if she were with us right now, she would kick that away, because the alcohol has now consumed her. When you do a treatment for 10 months and then you go right back to it, there's something more at play. I'm going to ask a really hard question. How does she get the alcohol?
She will call a Lyft or an Uber when I'm away. She'll do it when I'm at church. I'm helping a guy from church do some rehab exercises. And I just, went to a doctor's appointment. I would not be at all surprised if she didn't go back. Years ago, she would have it delivered by mail. And when she was driving, and she can't drive now, but she wrecked her car, and I just refused to insure it. I won't let her drive my car.
Okay.
You know, I just, you know, she gets mad once in a while about it, but, you know, it's not that I don't care. I just know that's a boundary that I can't have her on the road drinking and driving.
Yeah.
But this is the weight. That's what I'm talking about, Tom, that the anger is the sadness. Your heart is broken. This has been a 30-plus year journey. This is not what you thought, and you are compassionate. I mean, I love that you have the tools. I think what you're really asking is, what can I do? What can I do?
Yeah.
And I think that the next thing would be, I know it sounds like a repeat, you know, rinse and repeat, but literally we got to get her into treatment again. The older we get, the alcohol impacts us in a different level. She has a greater tolerance, but here's where some hope. In one of my recovery groups years ago, about 7 years ago, a man came in. He was invited by his neighbor to come to the recovery group. He had been drinking like that forever. He was able to keep his job, but his family, you know, but one of the best parts of his testimony is that he was able to celebrate the holidays for the first time in like 40 years, clean and sober. Mm-hmm. That he actually has a memory, but it was through one more invitation, one more try. Mm-hmm. And I know you're tired, Tom. I know that this is a lot, but I mean, short of leaving her, which I'm not suggesting, I'm not
going to do that. No.
Right. And so the compassion part of it is, let's get her some help. We've got great interventionists that we can connect you with. And I know that she doesn't like it, but she's scared. She's scared, and the alcohol is keeping her from getting to the healing that she really needs. The trauma that she's experienced, and then the trauma that she's experienced from the life of being an alcoholic. It's all of that, as well as your own experience, Tom. We need help for both of you.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, do you have a counselor of your own? I know you mentioned Al-Anon.
I've gone to a couple different. I've been to a couple counselors. I actually stopped Al-Anon because I started a men's Bible group, and that's when they wanted to meet. I actually find that more helpful than Al-Anon. When I was in Al-Anon, I found the recovering alcoholics to be much more helpful because they could share so much of their own experience in their recovery. It helped me understand, understand her better.
Yeah.
And so, what I'm hearing, the most important thing is, one more time, ask one more time.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work, ask one more time. And, for me, the big thing is just to make sure I'm in the right frame of mind and, not upset or angry with her. Because like you said, I am afraid. I am scared. For her and for us, and it is sad.
And we often, because of our societal norms, we often say anger when the primary emotion is something else. But anger it's the thing we accept. And so sit with, what am I really feeling? Right? I'm feeling distressed. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling disappointment. There's Google feeling wheel. There are so many feeling words. Stretch out in those feeling words. It may give you more language to express what you're going through with her. And I agree with Becky. I know you've done it all, and she's not going to hear it, but you have to keep asking and inviting her to get the treatment. Mm-hmm. And the interventionist really, really upset her. So it would probably really, really upset her again. But it's
I'm sure it
right. But what I used to tell my patients when I was a nurse, and they would be angry about something we had to do, I would just say, I care enough about you for you to be angry at me. Mm-hmm. Right? This is a safety concern. We have to do this. You can be mad at me, but I'm going to keep you safe anyway. And if you hate me for it, I'm okay with that. But again, now everybody knows I'm a recovering emotional avoider, so it was easy for me to say that. It might not be easy for somebody else to say that. And I just pray for you. Pray that, pray your strength, pray your continued grace for her, and just protection for you and your family, and that she would be willing to get help and heal.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Becky, any recommendations from the newlife.com store that we can send to Tom?
Well, yes, I'd like to send him a Life Recovery Bible.
Okay.
It can be encouraging along this way. Yeah, I like it just for my own personal Bible. It doesn't have to just be about the 12 steps. It's the insights and the devotions.
Yeah.
It helps. It has helped so many people, and I highly recommend it.
All right, Tom.
And we'll be praying for Tom too,
for sure.
right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom and his wife there in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. If you guys that are, we know that you listen to New Life Live and you write down the names of people who call in and you keep them in your prayers. So there's another name for you, Tom and his wife in New Jersey. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with more of your calls. We've got Lisa, Donna, Chuck that we're going to talk to when we come back here on New Life Live. Thank you so much for listening and watching today. We love you guys. God bless you. We'll be back here on New Life Live.
I went to Every Man's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Orange County, California, September 26th through the 28th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
You know, I'm so thankful because you know why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch listening to all this great information and not paying, so my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're doing another webinar. I love these. We've done 2 in the last 3 weeks or so, and this next one's happening in less than a month. New Life President Becky Brown will be hosting it. So why don't you tell us about it, Becky?
It is called Moving Forward, a Divorce Recovery Webinar. You know, we know that people go through a painful experience when they go through divorce. Nobody gets married thinking that they're going to get divorced, yet there are so many people that experience divorce. How do we get through it? And so it can feel like it's the end of your story, but we also know that life goes on. So how do we get the healing that we need? The live session will offer recovery tips like how to process grief in a healthy biblical way, practical steps for emotional healing after divorce, how to set healthy boundaries with wisdom and grace, and how to discover your God-given identity and purpose, that the divorce doesn't have to define you, how to move forward in faith and hope. It's not information, it's an invitation to heal, to hope, to rebuild, to trust that God has more for your story. And you know, healing from divorce requires you to pay attention to what happened, what you experienced, so that if there is another person in your future, you're ready in a healthy way, not from just trying to fill that gap that the divorce created. This session is for anyone who's separated, divorced, or still navigating the long-term impact of divorce. Maybe you've been divorced for many years and you're still holding on to that resentment. You need you need to get free so that you can enjoy the life that God has for you.
This is happening
we want you to be there.
Thursday, October 16th, 7 p.m. Central Time. You can find out all about the Moving Forward Divorce Recovery webinar by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE or on our website, newlife.com. And that is not a typo. This 90-minute webinar, which includes 30 minutes of Q&A, really is less than $20 per person. That's less than minimum wage in some states, Becky. I don't know how we do it.
I don't either, but we are here for it, and we want to see a good turnout because we hear many times how divorce has impacted so many people, and we want to help you through and get to the other side.
Yep, newlife.com or 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Let's talk to Lisa in Cincinnati, listening on Sirius XM Channel 131. Welcome, Lisa, to New Life Live.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi. How can we help you today?
Hi. Well, listening to you guys and the prior speaker, it's a sort of a mirror image, but turned just a little bit. My story is about my best friend who is addicted to food versus alcohol. We have been best friends for 40 years, raised each other's children, picked each other up when we fell down, basically been each other's counselor. She should never have been my best friend because she was actually my husband's girlfriend, and ended up on my doorstep begging my forgiveness, and we became best friends from that day forward, and that was 40 years ago. We're not speaking now, and if we do speak, it's very superficial, and it's because I tried so hard to help her through her food addiction. The food addiction is grounded in abuse that she experienced as a child, and she was never able to get past it and never got help for it. And it just has ate her up all of her life, and now it has to the point where it has affected her physically, and she's not able to work. And I feel like I'm mourning the death of my best friend, and she's not even gone because she won't take care of herself, and she won't be truthful about it, and she would rather eat than do anything to move her status in a healthy direction. She worked in medicine all of her life. She knows what she's supposed to be doing. She knows how to do it. She knows how to get the resources. She doesn't have a lot of resources now because she's been ill for so long that she doesn't have financial ability.
What is the food addiction doing to her physically and medically?
Heart problems. She had the pacemaker. She's all the time going into AFib. She can't move very well. She's got arthritis. She's short of breath all the time. She isn't able to really do much physically, so it's just sort of like this spiraling down.
And what is food addiction? What does food addiction look like?
Sneaking things all the time, wanting to eat. Things are wrapped around dinners and food instead of the fun of what we used to do together and go do things together. It's always about what are we going to eat.
Are they typical meals? Is she overeating? Is she binging? Is she gorging? Is she like, what makes it food addiction? The hiding.
Yeah.
You know, Lisa, before we
doesn't want anyone to know.
Right. So I want you to think about this during the break. A lot of times, and you heard us on the last call, when we have somebody in our life that's struggling with addiction and we know all the ins and outs, you've tried everything, you're walking away or you're not talking is doing something to you as well. And so I want you to think about the losses or what this means for you. And we'll talk about this after the break, but I just want you to be thinking about that because we've been talking about your friend. I want you to bring it back to you. Brian?
All right, Lisa, we'll come back to you in just a couple of minutes. Chuck and Donna, we also want to talk to you as well here on New Life Live, so don't hang up. We will be back with Becky Brown and Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris today here on New Life Live.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And Lisa, if you're still with us, what did you think of the question that Becky asked you just before the break?
I do need to address, because that was really the core of my question is, what can I do because it's affecting me. The last time she and I were together, we had a big blow up because I finally told her, my friend, how I was feeling, because I got to the point where just being around her frustrated me because she wouldn't tell the truth about things. She wouldn't tell me what the doctors were really saying. She wouldn't address with me honestly what was going on with her.
Lisa,
she would gloss over,
Lisa,
and it hurt me because she used to be so honest.
So Lisa, you said she wouldn't tell you what the doctor really said, and she wasn't being truthful with you. Did you ever find out the truth of what the doctor said? How did you know she wasn't being truthful?
Because she would tell other friends different things, and we would talk to each other and find out she told one person one thing and one person another.
Right. So
and that was never her. That was never her.
Right. Well, so Lisa, here's the thing. We say this in recovery. When you're struggling with an addiction, you have the tendency to lie. I mean, that's being pretty graceful. I mean, usually we say stuff like, if you're using, you're probably lying. So, I mean, this is just when we're hiding the stuff that is hurting us and we're using substances to deal with whatever's wrong, you're not going to have an honest, open relationship. It's just not possible. But here's where I went along. I mean, I went all the way back to when you said that she was your husband's girlfriend. Did you mean before you were married?
Or while you were married?
No.
Okay.
While we were married, while I was married, she showed up on my doorstep. And we're now divorced. We're now divorced.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, but see, listen though. But here's the thing though, Lisa. That was the root of that relationship. even though you're not married to him anymore, the root of that relationship was in dishonesty, even though she showed up and told you. But this,
she didn't know he was married. She followed him. She followed him home and found out he was married. He told her he wasn't married. And she came to apologize to me because she did not know.
Okay.
That's the story I got anyway.
Okay, well,
and I believe
and that's the story that you got. So where you are now is this brokenheartedness that comes when relationships end. And with her, you're going to have to accept the fact that she doesn't always represent herself well. She might talk to other people in ways that are not suitable for you. But this is a place where you can detach and you can decide if you want to be in a relationship or not. But you need to fire yourself as her caretaker and recognize that the stuck place that she's in, you can offer help, but only if she's asking for it. And it's frustrating and it's sad, and it's especially for a long-term relationship. But
because it's been, for 40 years we have been each other's help.
For 40 years,
open and honest.
I wonder if over the 40 years you've kind of guided her, and she's been more apt to take your advice and direction.
Yes and no. It's been 50-50. There's been times when she has given me priceless guidance. She is very wise a person. She has a way of talking to me and making me see where I'm going awry.
So that's going to be hard to not have this friendship, to not. So now you're entering into the grief process, because if
that's where I am, and that's why it's so important to me to try to find out how to get open communication with her.
That's not the focus right now. That's not the focus.
Okay.
The focus isn't getting open communication with her. The focus is in getting connected with you. A lot of your your life has been lived in relationship with her, and maybe in a bit of a codependent way. I love that you guys were each other's village, but what you described is codependency. And so it's hard now that it's not working the way that it used to work. And this time, this space is probably healthy for both of you. You take this space and work on you. I think take your life back could be helpful.
Yes. Yep.
You focus on you. You're not responsible for her. You're not responsible for her life, her eating habits. And if you turn and focus on you, then you can tell yourself all those things you should be doing. Pour all that energy into you being healthy, into you being strong, into you elevating yourself and moving to the next level. And if she wants to journey with you, she can come alongside of you, but stop trying to be her caretaker and her caregiver, and turn that energy on yourself.
Yeah, and one of the greatest things about that is that you'll have room for healthy relationships where you can have honest, open, and transparent communication and not deal with that grief all the time.
Stay on the phone and we'll send you a copy of Take Your Life Back. Thank you so much for calling us today here on New Life Live. And everything we do here at New Life is by God's grace, for God's glory, and made possible by the gifts of our audience, isn't it, Becky Brown?
Yes. I was thinking, when we answer these calls and the stuck places that people are in, or the hard, difficult decisions that they're having to make, and we're able to be heard all across the country and the world, actually, and your giving helps us continue that message. And don't you think that we need some godly wisdom out in the airwaves today? It really is a struggle for people to find good Christian counseling, and we want to be part of that solution. Your giving helps us do just that. Everything from paying for the radio time, as well as helping create the counselor network and extend the people, the phone calls to the people who are looking for the help. We want to be in the gap with you to help you find the help you need and get your new life. So give today. Any gift will be stretched to its limit, as well as if you want to be part of a monthly giving program, it helps us.
Yes, indeed. I think we lost Becky. So yeah, everybody wants to make a difference in the world. You can do that by going to newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE or text NLM to 28950. God bless you for whatever you can do. Let's go to Donna in Atlanta, Georgia, who is listening on Sirius XM channel 131. Hey there, Donna. Welcome to New Life Live.
Thank you for taking my call. I never thought I would ever call you guys, but today I was prompted by the Lord, and I'm in really wanting some godly wisdom, and I thank you so much for everything you guys do. The last two callers I've been listening to, and my situation is very similar to both of them. I am trying to get well. I'm focusing on me, and I have really had health problems over the past several years that have been very significant to the point where I'm not working now. I'm making very good strides, and I'm doing it naturally, and I'm very proud of the work that I'm doing. I've been in recovery for about the last 13 years. I had 2 prior marriages to alcoholics. I had a child from one of those marriages who has really suffered her life through traumatic events, substance abuse, mental health issues, and my relationship with her has been very strained. We were very close up until the age of 13, and when she was in between 8th and 9th grade, she went to go live with her father, and it was just, I cried every night. Like I had just lost all control. And she was suicidal. And she ended up in a hospital. She got help. But ever since then, she's almost 30 now. Ever since then, she's been self-medicating. She's just very difficult to love. And your last caller there was grief mentioned. I lost my mom. My husband lost his mom. And I haven't had any communication with her since May. So I'm definitely grieving. My question is, the silence is deafening for me. I've never gone this long without talking to her. And I'm doing everything I can to just focus on me. But my point is, what would you recommend in taking steps to heal from a broken relationship with a daughter?
All right, Donna, you have called the right place. We are so thankful that you heeded the Lord's call to call in today, because especially after hearing the last 2 calls, you probably thought, yeah, this is what I need as well. So thank you for calling in. Stay on hold. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will answer your question when we come back here on New Life Live. I'm Brian Perez here with Becky Brown and Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stand by.
I was stuck. I was so stuck. 27 years married. My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When 2 people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
You guys helped me figure out what was going on.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And back to Georgia we go. Here is Donna. Are you still with us, Donna?
I am. Thank you.
All right. So where did we leave off with Donna? What do you want to ask her, Jacqui?
Donna, when your daughter went to stay with her father when she was 13, did anything occur that led to the suicidality?
Yes. She actually got into an abuse. She was groomed and got into an abusive relationship. Ended up later going to court. And it was just really horrific what was being done to her. And this boy came from a very wealthy family, and he was being protected. And it was after that she attempted to take her life, but it wasn't the first time.
Did he kind of traffic her?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was just the things he was doing.
All to himself.
Okay.
Yes.
And where was Dad in all of that, Donna?
Drinking, not parenting. I had raised her in the church, and you talk about expectations and everything. I never had an expectation. I just had a deep desire for her to follow the Lord. When she was very young, the Lord did a miracle through her, and she was younger than 2, and she was in the kitchen with me, and she wasn't talking in full sentences. She would say, "Mommy up, Daddy go," like talking in words like that, not in complete sentences. Mm-hmm. And she cocked her head. She looked at me, and she got this blank look on her face, and she cocked her head, and she spoke scripture. And then she picked her head up and walked away. And I just went, what did I just witness? And it was shortly after that.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
Go ahead. Shortly after that?
No, it was shortly after that I was reborn and had an experience of my own with the Lord. And I've been following the Lord very closely ever since. And that's been about 25 years now.
That's awesome, Donna. The heartbreak of a mother-daughter relationship that's been estranged, broken, full of pain, because that's how you've described this, along with addiction. Do you know what her drug of choice is?
Well, it's always been marijuana, and I understand anxiety runs in my family, and she suffers with anxiety and a lot of other different things. But she's also in the festival world, and those are her people, and so I'm not really sure. And I know that she's experimented, but I know mostly alcohol and marijuana are her drugs of choice.
So part of the challenge is that she is trying to escape her life. When you think about what you just described and the life between you for all these years, but what you said before the break was the silence is deafening, and that you are experiencing a grieving because of the loss of your mother, and it's bringing all of this to the surface. Is that accurate, Donna?
I don't know if it's bringing it to the surface. It's just to lose my mother, my husband's mother, and I feel like my daughter, whether it's permanent or short term, it's just a lot.
Right.
And
well, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by surfacing. And so you're not going to fix all of this at once. But Donna, have you done any recovery work yourself?
Oh yeah, I went to Al-Anon, so I didn't quite understand alcoholism from being married to her father for so many years. I was single for a few years, and I met a man who basically, I don't know what demons he had, but he lied to me and everybody else, and I was sucked into a very sick, narcissistic relationship, and he drank. I didn't know it. He knew how much my life was destroyed by alcohol and how much I hated alcohol, and he continued to pursue me, and we married. I left after 10 years, and he took his life about 13 years ago. So I am now remarried to a wonderful man. We have a very healthy, stable, safe home. And we want to keep it that way. We are empty nesters. We're enjoying our life immensely. But we feel like we have this broken family. And it's upsetting.
Well, so let me just say this, and I want to give Jacqui time to talk. Recovery, when I'm talking about recovery, you just listed a bunch of stuff that there is healing that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. The deafening silence of this disconnection with your daughter, when you reintegrate into her life, you're going to have to be as stable as possible to be able to connect with her on a level that is not in desperation or fear. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm going to suggest take your life back as a book. But Jacqui, I mean, you hear the pain that Donna has, experienced all this time, but jumping back into the relationship with her daughter is going to be tricky.
I think it is going to be tricky. And I think you have to decide what terms you want to be in this relationship. I heard you lightened up when you talked about you and your new husband and how much you enjoy your life and empty nesting. And now you're unwell and having to recover from medical things. And some of that is because of the emotional stress and strain on your life. Yeah. You get to set boundaries, and boundaries aren't unkind. Boundaries are what's okay and what's not okay. And yes, it is hard to not get to speak to her for all of this time. But imagine she deployed and went away to the military. She could be gone for 6, 9, 12 months, and you not speak to her. And during that time, she would be doing whatever she's doing in her life, and you would know nothing about it, and you would be living your life. Imagine that is your situation, because even if she's not deployed, she is still out there in the world living her life and doing her thing. And phone calls go both ways. If you haven't blocked her, she could reach out and contact you. So let your focus be on you. But let your focus.
I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. I think where my confusion comes in is that I've been in therapy before, or I still am. I've been in Al-Anon for years, so I get conflicting insight as to you always have to keep that line of communication open. Do anything you can to stay connected, and I have that. And then on the other side, I'm like, no, I'm okay. With no, it is deafening, but I think the reason why it's deafening is because of the confusion that I have on the healthy response and the healthy thoughts that I'm supposed to have.
Yeah, there's a voice that isn't your own that is telling you that this is mean, this is wrong, and that you should be, that keeping the lines of communication open at all costs means you should be reaching out. You haven't closed the lines of communication. Yeah. You're just focusing on your life and your healing, and that is absolutely appropriate. She's an adult, and she's making adult choices, and you haven't shut the door on her. So she can call when she wants to talk, and if she doesn't call, you get to keep focusing on your healing until you feel like you need to call her. Something comes up in life and you want to talk to her, do so. Right. If you want to send her a card or a text, do so. But don't feel guilty because you're not.
All right, Donna, stay on hold. We'll send you a copy of Take Your Life Back. And I almost forgot to mention that today is the last day to sign up for our Choosing Wisdom online conference. It's happening on 10/4, good buddy, October 4th. But you can get the early bird discount today when you go to newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God bless you guys.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again on Monday for New Life Live.